Hello and welcome back. In today's video, I'm here to talk about should Luton change the formation for next season in League One. Now, I do believe the perfect time to change a football system or formation is to do it in the summer. You've got pre-season, there's time with the coaching staff and the players to implement their own ideas. There's more time to do it in the summer than there is in the football season. You can also sign players as well in the summer. It's a lot easier to do that compared to the January transfer window. So all round, I think it's the perfect time to do it now rather than in the football season. In the football season, you're only meant to make little tweaks. You're not meant to make massive tactical changes. Now, don't get me wrong, I do believe professional footballers, they should be adaptable to play in multiple different ways. But I think our squad, they're not quite adaptable. And that's why we saw Matt Bloomfield when he first arrived at the football club. He wanted to play his own way. After a couple of games, actually realised, no, these players, we need to work with them a lot more in order for them to play the way he wants to play. So he resorted back to the old way, which was the similar system which Rob Edwards was playing with the three at the back. And he improved us in defence, going forward in attack, and also the fitness and players recovering back from injury as well. But I want to know down in the video comments, do you guys want to change the formation at Luton? Is there a particular formation you would like Luton to play? Let me know down in the video comments. And also while you're down there, please smash the like button. It helps the video perform better on YouTube. So, Luton have played three at the back over the last 4 years. It first came about when Nathan Jones came back a second time. He basically transformed the diamond formation to the three at the back system, and I didn't have anything against it. We were, becoming a well-established championship side. We were progressing up the league. We got into the playoffs, and then Rob Edwards took over and won us promotion from the championship to the Premier League. So I didn't have any issues with it. But I started having a problem with it once I saw Rob Edwards not adapt to an injury crisis at the back. He wouldn't change to a four at the back system. Also, throughout the last 2 years, I felt the three at the back with us, we were getting far too easily exploited. And what I mean by that is, I felt good quality players were able to just run through us quite easily. I felt we conceded a lot of goals from crosses into the box. I felt our centre-backs weren't taking responsibility for that. They were leaving players free unmarked to have a header at goal in our 6-yard box. So there was two massive weaknesses there, and we saw it in the last game as well against West Brom, where Fellows, that West Brom attacker, would exploit the space between the centre-back and the wing-back. That also happened quite a lot over the last 2 years. And because of all those reasons combined, it made me really hate that system. Now, the best team in the world that I think plays with three at the back is Inter Milan. Now, I'm not comparing us to Inter Milan, of course, but we are miles away from the way they play that system. They play with two completely different strikers, which I think helps. We kind of play with the same similar striker. Well, that's how it comes across to me. Their centre-backs as well, they love to defend. They're also very good with the ball at their feet. Their wing-backs are very progressive and athletic, bombing up and down the pitch. And also their midfield as well. They all can progress with the ball. They're all very good passers off the ball, and they can all create chances. I just don't think we're quite there yet, is basically what I'm trying to say. But also, when you suffer back-to-back relegations playing a certain way, that's probably a massive indicator. Actually, we should probably change the system now because it's clearly not working. And yeah, perfect time to do it is during the summer. Now, Matt Bloomfield, he's got experience at transitioning from a three at the back to a four. He did this at Wycombe after Gareth Ainsworth left the football club, and he was very successful at Wycombe. Wycombe scored goals. Away from home, they were amazing as well. He did actually play two different types of formations compared to being at home and also away from home, and he might implement that at Luton. But another reason why I would love Luton to change the formation is because I want to see wide attacking players. We saw what Ali can do, and Ali caused teams all sorts of problems. But I like players that just get me excited. I love wingers. For me, I grew up watching them. Ronaldo, Nani, Hazard, players that would get the ball at their feet and they would just run at defenders and they would cause all sorts of problems. They would get me on the edge of my seat. And I just feel like nowadays, football is very robotic. It's just like a formula. And I find it boring at times. I like players that can create something special out of nothing. Loire was very good at that for Luton, especially during the League One season and also in the staying up season in the Championship. He could do something out of nothing. And I like those types of players. So I really hope that we can result back to that. Now, since I've been watching Luton play, the last time we played with, I would say, wide attacking players properly, I would say, was in non-league. And that's been a long time because we played the diamond system with Nathan Jones and then he transitioned to the three at the back. So I do think now is probably the right time to play, switch to a four at the back and play with wide attacking players. Matt Bloomfield, he tried to do it when he first arrived at the football club, but he clearly looked at it and felt, actually, I need a lot more time to implement this idea. He did sign players in order to try and play the system, like Bola, Ali and Asgard, but as we all know, he resulted back to playing with three centre-halves because it suited the players at the time. But as we've got this reset happening, we don't know who's leaving the football club. Bloomfield will have the opportunity to bring his own players through the door, and I've got a feeling we're going to sign some nice wide attacking players that will hopefully play some nice exciting football. Now, I thought, why not give you an idea of what I think the potential future lineup could potentially be. So I believe the potential future lineup will look a little bit like this when you've got McGuinness and Makosso as our centre-back partnership. I do believe McGuinness is the future captain of the football club. The way everyone at the football club is talking about McGuinness, it seems like he's going to be the future captain. I don't see him leaving the football club, if I'm honest, and I did mention this in one of my videos recently. I think a club would have to come in for a very high fee, as we paid quite a lot for him to come to the football club. Now, at the moment, we're not quite seeing that experienced leadership yet. Maybe that will come through when we start winning games. I'm not too sure. He is still quite young. He's still only 24, so that's still young for a centre-back. I can imagine he's only going to get better as well. But him alongside Makosso, I think could be really good in League One as a League One centre-back partnership. I've got a feeling that Fane will play a lot more in midfield. We need to figure out what his correct position is. I do believe it is more of a defensive midfielder type of role. So he can do that in a midfield three and be the one that kind of stays back. But also we did see in moments throughout the Championship season, him actually using that athletic ability and getting past players. And he does look like a good, ball-playing midfielder. So we've got that potentially to see next season. We've got Isaiah Jones. There's a big question mark on Isaiah Jones because he is a right wing-back, but I believe his best qualities are further forward. He's got so much pace. Let's see it. Let's get him on the ball. Let's get him running at defenders because defenders won't be able to cope with him. There's no point in him being a right-back. We can get someone who's a more defensive-minded right-back who will just stay back and do the defensive side of things. We can do that. Whether or not that's Walters or Hashi's position, I'm not too sure. That's why I've left that kind of blank. And I've also left another blank spot at left-back and also in the midfield because we still don't know what the confirmed squad would be. I've also left the goalkeeper blank because we don't know if Thomas is staying at the football club. At the moment, there's a lot of unknowns. But what I don't think will be an unknown is Asgard as our number 10. There might be interest in him, but realistically, I don't think any team is going to pay more than 5 million for him. I just don't see it. I could be massively wrong. Yes, he will have one or two interest, but I don't think he did enough in the Championship. There were moments, good moments, and he did have an impact, but there were times where he went missing, and I think he's still got a lot of learning to do. So I think he's going to be one of the best midfielders in League One, if I'm honest. And then up top, I put Ali. But Ali, as we know, can play out wide, but he is a striker, and he's a striker that will cause problems. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in a Luton shirt going forward. So that's what I've done there with the starting 11. There's, a good 6 players there which Luton can build the team around. And I'm looking forward to seeing what, summer transfer business which we do. I do think a left winger is definitely needed. Whether Alfie will occupy that spot, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do in the summer window. So that is the end of today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy listening to my thoughts about Luton potentially changing the formation. As I've already mentioned, I would love Luton to change the formation from 3 at the back to a 4 at the back. Whether that's a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, I think we're going to play a 4-2-3-1 because Matt Bloomfield has, referenced it quite a few times, and also that was the system he was playing at Wycombe Wanderers. So yeah, let me know what you think down below. Please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. It is free to do so. Don't forget to follow me across all my social media, and I'll see you guys in the next video.